The Stainless Works Turbo S-Tube dual exhaust system with the middle side exit and a factory connect, fitting all 2007 to 18 5.3 powered Silverado and Sierra 1500s, is perfect for the Silverado owner that's looking to keep their factory headers and wants to upgrade with a premium exhaust that's not going to be so loud it's going to draw unwanted attention. In the Stainless Works muffler range, you're going to start at the lowest in volume, being the turbo chambered, and then the middle ground is going to be the chambered round, and finally, the daddy of them all is what we have here, is the Turbo S-Tube. Now, while it might be the most aggressive muffler offering from Stainless Works, I didn't think it was all that loud. Now, that's not to say it's a bad thing. This is going to be the perfect option for the Silverado owner that's looking to get more sound, doesn't want any drone, and wants to remain comfortable in their daily driver. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 on our Wake the Neighbor scale. Fit, finish, and construction are all going to be bar none, as you'd expect. Stainless Works is one of the biggest players in the premium exhaust game at the moment, and this kit is no exception in terms of quality. It's made out of a 304 stainless throughout. You start with some 3-inch diameter piping, which splits into a dual exhaust right at the inlet pipe, into the Turbo S-Tube mufflers, and then it bends around and exits right in front of your rear tire with some awesome 3.5-inch slash cut tips. Now, that 304 stainless is going to be the best option out there if you live in any salty winter conditions, and it's going to hold up great. It's going to look just like this and continue to make noise for years to come. The mandrel bends ensure that the pipes are bent smoothly. It's not going to create any turbulence in your exhaust gases, and that is what hinders power. Something with mandrel bends like this is going to have nice smooth walls on the inside and make sure the exhaust escapes from your truck as fast as possible, creating power. The price is going to be a little bit on the expensive side at around $1150, but this is a premium exhaust. But for something that's made right here in the USA and of such quality, I really think that it's worth it. You get what you pay for with these sort of situations. This thing sounds great, it looks great, the quality in the construction is of the highest degree. Install for this is going to be pretty easy, and again, that comes down to you get what you pay for. This is going to fit perfectly right out of the box. You're not going to use a hammer or have to bend any pipes to get this to fit. Now, if you do have a shorter wheelbase truck like we're working on today, you will have to do some cutting on the muffler inlet pipe to get this to fit. So with that being said, I'm going to give it an easy 2 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. Should take you around an hour or two with basic hand tools. So let me show you how to get this installed on your truck. Tools required for this install are a 3/8 impact, 1/2-inch drive extension, some 15/16 socket, 15mm socket, 13mm socket, 15mm wrench, a couple breaker bars, exhaust hanger removal tool, and some WD-40. And if you do have a shorter wheelbase truck, you will need a saw as well. So first things first, we got to get our factory cat back out of the way. Now, that is a pretty simple process. We're going to start by undoing this 13mm clamp right here. Then the whole thing is just held up with some exhaust hangers. We're going to hit those with some WD-40, then use an exhaust hanger removal tool to push those out, and the whole thing should drop out in one big piece. Now, if you are working on the ground, you might have to make some cuts in order to get it out from underneath the truck. Since we're on a lift, we're going to do the whole thing in one shot. With our factory exhaust off the truck and laid out next to our Stainless Works kit, you could start to see how much of an upgrade that Stainless Works system is, but not only that, how much of this old restrictive factory exhaust we can lose. We're gonna lose all of this old rusty factory aluminized steel. We're gonna lose this big restrictive factory muffler and resonator and about 3 feet in length of pipe at the end, in exchange for some 3-inch diameter 304 stainless throughout, which splits into a dual exhaust all the way up at the inlet pipe and remains separate into a dual turbo S-tube muffler setup, which again out the back remains separate into some awesome 3.5-inch slash-cut chrome tips, which are going to exit right in front of your rear tire. So with that being said, let me show you how to get this installed on your truck. We're going to start with our inlet pipe. So this is going to mount up right to our factory ball clamp here, and we're going to tighten that down using a 13mm socket. Now for all exhaust installs, you want to leave that hand tight for now. That's going to give us some much needed wiggle room when we near the end of our install and need some adjustment. So before we install our inlet pipes, you might have to do a little bit of trimming. This kit was designed with a crew cab standard box truck in mind. So if you have a shorter wheelbase truck like ours, which is a double cab with the standard box, you are gonna have to trim a little bit off the rear of the muffler inlet pipes. And Stainless Works provides you with the measurements you need in the instructions. So with our muffler inlet pipes trimmed to size, we can go ahead and mount those up. Now this is going to be the passenger side pipe, and it has a very slight bend in it, and that's going to bend outward toward the frame rail. And it's going to be the same process for the driver side pipe, except that bend is going to go toward the inside of the vehicle. And with the inlet pipes in place, we could go ahead and throw our new hanger up. And that gets secured using the 2 clamps. And with the inlet pipes, clamps, and hanger in place, we can go ahead and tighten those clamps. And it's going to be an identical process for both of our mufflers. So before we mount our tailpipes, we're going to first install our new tailpipe hanger. Now that is going to go under this nut here on our leaf spring mount. So we're going to use a 15/16 socket to take that nut all the way off, then install our bracket and retorque to factory specs. And then you can install the rubber isolator. That's just gonna cut down on any metal to metal chatter and lift it into place and install it in your hanger using the bolts, washers, and nuts supplied in the kit. And then we can tighten that using a 15mm socket and wrench. With the tailpipes in our hanger, we can then tighten these 2 clamps back here behind our mufflers using a 15mm socket. Now with everything installed loosely, you could run through the entire kit and tighten down all the clamps for the final time. And now you can lower the truck and check for leaks. And that is going to do it for my review and install. Keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.